I'm Denise, the creator of Musicplay, and I'm here today to give you an overview of Lesson 23. This is the week's lesson or lessons for February week 4. So I'm on the classic site. This is our old site. It's going to be replaced soon by the Beta Musicplay site. But if you're on classic, the online learning is here. If I want to look at the PreK lesson, I select PreK and there's lesson 23. I'm going to switch to the beta site because it's prettier. Here to find the learning modules, these are going to be called lesson modules because people use them in person as well as online. And then I can filter just by quickly clicking a grade level. So I'm going to look at PreK first. And in lesson 23 of PreK, we have overview, concepts, I can statements, and the resources, the food rhythms in particular. It's going to be fun for your students. So we start by singing It's Music Time, and if you can't sing, you clap the rhythms back to the kids. And then we sing to Melody the Elephant. And this is my Melody. Melody's special because she'll do whatever I tell her to do if I tell her in a singing voice. So if I say, Melody, jump up and down, she won't do it. But if I sing, Melody, jump up and down, she does it. And this gives little children an opportunity to improvise. If you take the time and watch the kids' demo, you'll see how I do this with a class of 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. We review the song Go Bananas. It's a fun, really fun movement song. You can do this actually not just in pre-K, but in K, in 1, in 2, in 3. They will all love it. We learn a new finger play poem, 2 little sausages frying in a pan. One went pop and the other went bam. And then we invite the children to add instruments to it for sound effects, especially for the sizzle would be great on egg shakers. The pop would be nice maybe on a wood block, and the bam on a big drum. Review Mix a Pancake. Notice the theme here. The theme here is food. We've done 2 little sausages. Now we do pancakes, and then we do chop, chop, chippity chop. Cut off the bottom, cut off the top. This is a vegetable finger play. And then we're going to create word rhythms with foods. I do have them here where you can maybe see them if I get them in the right spot. So, can't quite see them all. I have spinach, kale, peppers, peas. Spinach, kale, peppers, peas. Let's try clapping those. Still need to get it over further. And let's try spinach, kale, peppers, peas. Do you like that, boys and girls? Would you like to try it a different way? Let's try clapping the first 2 and patting the next 2. Spinach, kale, peppers, peas. Spinach, kale, peppers, peas. Let's try it on an instrument. I have a tambourine. Spinach, kale, peppers, peas. Spinach, kale, peppers, peas. So making word rhythms is a really good step for your pre-K to start learning that in a song with words, rhythm is the way the words go. And I have cards that are downloadable in this lesson of different foods. And of course, we're talking about pancakes and vegetables. So they're all in there. I also, when I do the kids demo, I often do them in a quiet voice, in a loud voice. And I invite the children to tell me which kind of voice they would like to use. So they start already using quiet, loud, high, low, fast, slow. Even if they, we haven't labeled them, they're using those terms already. We reviewed the letter song from the previous week. It's the letter W. The movement improvisation is fun. Think about how a woodchuck might move and then play on an instrument and have the children move like a woodchuck, I can't say it. Then try moving to the beat like a walrus or a worm. And so movement improvisation is part of this lesson as well. Review the W song. I can waddle with the walrus, waddle with the walrus. It's an echo song. Echo songs are really easy for pre-Ks because they only have to remember this much lyrics. So movement If you can't sing in your class, they can still listen and move. Riding the Roller Coaster is a really fun song. This is a stretchy band, and you may not be able to use it in class this year, but boy, if you can, it is so much fun. The kids just giggle and laugh, and we use it for bouncing a beat. In this case, we're using it to show up, 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 so high, going down so low, up, 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 so high. It's used to show low and high as well as beat. And in this one, they experience fast and slow. So it's a good fast, slow lesson. If you have never done the Pete the Cat stories with your pre-Ks, you need to do this one. This is a link to it on YouTube. Of course, I prefer to actually have the storybook and show the kids, but not everybody has it. So we've got the link, and we end our pre-K lesson with Skinnamarink. So that is a fun lesson for your pre-Ks or your kindergartens or your grade ones. It's a really good lesson. I want the kindergarten lesson 23. And there's our outline. We're going to sing the echoes and welcome to school. And again, I'm going to have the kindergartens do Melody the Elephant. That's a really good way to have them begin to create because they're improvising vocally. Review the Wallaby Hop song. This is a fun movement activity, and I've given you some choreography ideas. This is a real wallaby tucked in the corner here. It's the same little guy on both sides. Sing along with If You're Happy and You Know It, Clap Your Hands. And we've added the version with sticks. If you're happy and you know it, tap the sticks. And then they're going to scrape the sticks, and then they're going to drum the sticks. That's one way of doing it. Another is to start introducing the instrument families. So have the woods, the metals, and the drums. And you divide your class into 3 groups. You give them 3 different sets of instruments, and they do the woods, the metals, and the drums. So those little videos are great. If you have used in the learning modules general instrument kit fun, we've added this to the instrument kit fun. It's a fun little song. Now we're going to learn about Alice the Camel. So I've got the video linked here, and you can do it either via the video, or if you're just using the song list, you could go to the concept slides. I'm actually going to use the song list. I'm going to go to Beta Musicplay, and I'm going to search Alice the Camel. And here's the song. And if I go to the concept slides in the song, we always have notation first, and this in kindergarten, of course, is for the teacher. 1 slide lyrics, and then we have lyrics for the students. So if your kindergartners at this time of year are beginning to read, you could read this with them, and you track the words as you read. So go nice and slow. Alice the camel has 5 humps. And notice these words repeat 3 times. They're going to get lots of repetition. So even if they don't remember this is the first time, the second or the third time, they might get it. Reading in chorus is something, when I was a child, that's how we learned to read. We saw things, our teachers wrote out charts, and we read them together. And it's still a valuable technique in the road to literacy. So I would do that. I would go to the song list, pull up the concept slides, jump ahead to where the lyrics are, and read the words. Then you come back and you listen to the song. And what I want the kids to do in this lesson is illustrate Alice the Camel has 5 humps. This is an idea that a teacher gave me not long ago. A teacher sent me an email saying, you've got those beautiful little storybooks in Musicplay. So this is the reproducible storybook, and it's already illustrated. It comes with the illustrations in. He said, I'd really like for my students to be able to illustrate it themselves. So I took the illustrations out and left it as a blank that you can download. This is in the lesson module, so you don't have to find it here. But now you have this. You give 1 to each of the students in person, and the students illustrate them. I think this is really helpful for in-person teachers right now, because how do you introduce these songs to kids if you're not allowed to sing? This is a great way. You read the words together. You listen to the song. You have the kids illustrate the little storybook. And if you find a song that you'd like this for, and we haven't done it in Musicplay, let me know. And we certainly can do it. We might not be able to do the illustrated version because we don't have that kind of illustrator on staff right now, but we can certainly do the blank version. And then if you're pushing into the kids' classrooms, they're at their desks. Have them pull out their scissors and cut, and then they sequence the song. They put it in order. And we do have numbers. This is number 1, number 2, number 3. The numbers are on the page, so that'll be good sequencing practice for them. And then you come around with a stapler, staple it, and the kids have a little storybook that they can take home. If you have families in your district or in your school where there might not be a lot of reading material at home, there are enough of these little storybooks in kindergarten and grade 1 that you could send a book home every week. In grade 1, almost every week has a story with predictable lyrics that make really good reproducible little books. So that is a fun activity. I hope you try it. I'd love to see your students' illustrations of those books. We're going to learn in kindergarten the song, a tisket, a tasket. And here's the note highlights so that the children can see how the notes go higher and lower. That's the perfect.
Ready, go, tisket, a tasket.
So they're seeing with the marker how the notes go higher and lower. And then there's lovely beat and rhythm activities for this. If you haven't labeled beat, this is a good opportunity. Point to the beat as you sing. And again, if I press play, it'll sing for me and pulse the beat, or I can sing and point to the beat. Then we can turn off some of these beats and help develop that inner hearing or audiation. They sing these out loud, these in their heads. And I always love to turn off almost all the beats by the end of the activity so that they have to remember. Tisket, tasket. And again, you would point as the kids clap the words. The beat rhythm switch is they step the beat when you have this card showing. They clap the words when you have this song, this one showing. So if you can't sing, you can say it. But if you can sing, it's a good activity to really help them differentiate between beat and rhythm. And then there's an assessment.
Ready, go.
If they think it's beat, they tap their heart. And that one is the beat. If I click it, it goes green. I'm right. I reset. Try it again.
Ready, go.
And click it and it goes green. So great rhythm. Now this is excellent for your little guys. Tis, tis, clap the sound. How many sounds? 1 sound. Gut, ah. How many sounds? 2. Tas, get, green and yellow. This has literacy tie-ins as well. This is teaching children how to syllabicate. So good activity. And if you want to, you can use this then to name the notes or label the notes. Tisk, 1 sound on a beat. I call it ta. You might call it do. You call it whatever you want. But that's an opportunity to label the beats. And then we always have a creating activity. This could be an introduction to the song. It could be an ostinato that you perform with the song. You decide. Then we're going to listen to the Ella Fitzgerald version of A Tisket, a Tasket. It's Black History Month. This is a perfect way to introduce a very famous, wonderful singer to your students after they've played the game and they've done the activities. We can review the kangaroo game if there's time. If you have 2 lessons in a week, this would be where your second lesson would fall. And review kangaroo from the Carnival of the Animals. The live video is beautiful. And I don't show as many of the videos in this module when it's review, generally just 1, and we end with Skinamarink. So that is kindergarten lesson 23 for February week 4. It's a fun lesson. Now I'm going to add grade 1 to my list and look at grade 1, lesson 23. So we're going to clap the rhythms and welcome to music. This entire series of play-alongs is now available on the beta site. They're not all with songs, they're mostly without. But if I just go to the beta site and I go to practice zone, I hope this disappears soon because I want to move rhythm practice and solfa practice onto the left menu. But for now, this is where it is, rhythm practice. And if I am practicing ta, ti, and rest with my students, I open that up. And if I look at read, clap, and play, this is where the new videos are housed. And these are really beautiful. Everyone's against a different background. It says play along with clap or pat or an instrument. You decide how you want the students to perform. I might have them clap the first line and pat the second. Ready, go. Lots of repetition. So lots of repetition in here. And again, you have lots of rhythms to choose from. There's that many rhythms right now. We have just finished rhythms for 24 levels. So we're separating some that teachers have requested. So that's welcome to music play along in our new format. Singing to Melody the Elephant, opportunity for vocal improv. You might think your grade 1s are too old for this. They love it. And they come up with some really cool ideas. I remember a grade 1 class where they said, Melody, scuba dive. And it challenges you to think of how you can make Melody do that. Melody, scuba dive. Now, the kids in grade 1, even in grade 2, they still love melody. Poison melody. If you've taught So and Me already, this is a great opportunity to reinforce So and Me with the poison melody game that the kids love. They hear what the poison pattern is. They don't sing that one back. They sing everything else back. Now we're going to learn the song, When I Was One, I Ate a Bun, Going Over the Sea. So movements first. If you're in person and can't sing, you can still move. Create your own movements for it. There's a parachute demo in the kids demo video. So if you want to go to the beta site and see that, that's fun. Not everybody, of course, can use a parachute because of the germs, but it is fun if you can do it. And then we have an illustrated storybook for this song. And the kids can create their own illustrations. I can't stress the tie-in between literacy and music in first grade is so important. We can use music to teach those kids how to read. These are predictable books. So lots and lots of repetition in here, and they can illustrate. And it's a great activity, especially for those in-person classes where you can't sing. Next, we're going to figure out ways to modify We Are Dancing in the Forest. If you're in person, and even if you're on Zoom, choose 2 students and do a challenge. Make one be the child, one be the wolf, and then you give them a challenge. Whoever can do 10 jumping jacks and sit down first is the winner. So find ways to make your games fun still for the kids. We can read the rhythms and the solfa from the video. This is one of our new videos, and you can tell when it's new because it's pretty. It hasn't got the same background as all of the other videos.
We are dancing in the forest.
So these are new recordings. Done at the same studio where Plank Road and Hal Leonard record. So lovely recordings and lovely backgrounds, and I can make it bigger and full screen if I wish. We have an optional forest animal activity. Is it 1 sound or 2? Fox would go 1 sound. I wouldn't do both reproducible storybook and this activity in the same lesson. It's going to take a long time for your kids to complete this. But if you have 2 lessons in the week, and some of you have 3, great activity. Review Holloway Joe, our sea shanty. And as time permits, our Mr. Potato Head. and wishy-washy wee, and then the music time is over. So that's our grade 1 lesson 23, February week 4. It's a good lesson or series of lessons. There's lots of possible extensions in there. Okay, grade 2. Now here's one that is too full for one lesson. You really need 2 or 3 lessons for this one, but there's options. If you choose to do the C program, skip ham and eggs and rondo review. Skip it. They're great pieces, but save them for another time. So I've made them optional in here, but I've got a whole C program in here because we've been doing C songs with our grade 2s. So we start with the Welcome to Music play-alongs. I would recommend doing the rhythm erase. We did I See the Moon and the Moon Sees Me in a lesson 2 weeks ago. And we're going to review it in this lesson. But a rhythm erase is a great way to review it. What I have the kids do is read all 4 rhythms. And then I take one away and they still have to remember what it was. So that was ta, ti, ti, ta, ti, ti, ta, ta, 2, ta, ti, ti, ta, ti, ti, ta, ta, sh. Then I take another away. It could be in order. It might not be. Ta, ti, ti, ta, ti, ti, ta, ta, 2, ta, ti, ti, ta, ti, ti, ta, ta, ta. So you keep clicking and taking away. And it could be a really good exercise if you have lots of time, like 3 lessons in the week, to have the kids write down the rhythms after they have done it. And then you can click back and check that they've got it correctly. We don't have to do everything in this in our teaching digitally. It's really good to hand kids a pencil, a piece of paper, and have them write things down. I have them doing Poison Melody on Do Mi So, and that's because I See the Moon uses Do Mi So. We move with hands or paper plates to rondo. I've taken the hands out, but you can still do it just with hands. This is optional. Ham and Eggs is fun. Fun song for kids to do. And then we're going to learn A Sailor Went to CCC. Now, this is a traditional clap game. And of course, we can't clap right now. So I have suggested making it a desk clap game. A sailor went to CCC to see what he could see. But all that he could see was the bottom of the deep blue sea. I'm doing it for the class that can't sing, mostly because I can't sing right now. Now I'm going to do A Sailor Went to knee. And I chop my knee 3 times to see what he could knee. But all that he could knee was the bottom of the deep blue knee. Third verse. A sailor went to chop to see what he could chop. But all that he could chop was the bottom of the deep blue chop. And then you put them together. A sailor went to see me chop to see what he could see me chop. But all that he could see me chop was the bottom of the deep blue see me chop. That is as much fun as it is doing it with a partner. It's still a challenge. It's still a real brain teaser. So that's an adaptation of that game that I think works really well. And now the optional Create a C program. You can't do Ham and Eggs and the Rondo and the C program at the same time. But we've done all these songs during the course of grade 2. So I made up a little C story. Long ago, boys and girls had to go to work when they were very young. Some boys as young as you might have had to work as a cabin boy on a sailing ship. And then you sing, a sailor went to sea. And then the narrator reads, the voyages were long, hard, and very dangerous. A cabin boy might not see his family for months or even years. The mothers might have looked at the moon up in the sky and thought about their young sons far away from home, watching the same moon. I see the moon and the moon sees me. This is a really good ORF arrangement. so you can have your kids play instruments. Sailors all had to work hard. The captain of the ship made them work very hard. The captain would bellow orders at the men: swab the decks, hoist the sails, climb the masts. Sometimes the sailors used songs to help them do their work. These songs were called sea shanties. Haul on the bow line so early in the morning. Haul on the bow line, haul. Those are the songs we've done most recently. Way back in the fall, we did Lukey's Boat, so you could add this part in if you wish. Some sailors would come home and build their own boats. Along the coastlines, many fishermen earned their living in small boats. That would be Lukey's Boat. Oh, Lukey's boat is painted green, aha, me boys. And then the last little section of narration introduces Eyes the By. The life of a sailor was hard when the work was done and the sailor was home with his family and friends. They would sing and dance and remember the time spent at sea. Eyes the By that builds a boat and eyes the By that sails her. So we have a review of Lukey's Boat, a review of Eyes the By with the movements in case you can't sing, a review of I See the Moon. Again, if you're going to perform this eventually live, that's a great ORF arrangement. And then the music time is over. So grade 2's a very fun lesson with options. How can you choose? It's all fun. Here's the grade 3 lesson, 23 for February week 4. And in this one, we're going to do a poison rhythm in 3-4. And a rhythm erase again. So we've been working on 3-4 with the grade 3s for several weeks, and now it's a chance to do a poison rhythm with it. The rhythm erase for the 3rd grade is based on the song, Love Somebody, Yes I Do. Love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, but I won't tell who. And they did that for Valentine's Day, so a week or 2 ago, they would have done this song. And again, you take away one measure at a time. This one's going to be fairly easy for the kids because there's only 2 different measures for them to do. And then see if they can remember what song it was just from the rhythm that they see. Optional, sing the solfa notes for Shiny Penny, and we've got the interactive solfa. So you could have your students read the rhythms and then figure out what the solfa is. This one has a high do. Interesting. There's the high do right there. Good opportunity to teach that. If you do letter names instead of solfa notes, you could do option 2. Shiny Penny game is one where typically I take a coin and I pretend to put it into the kids' hands. It's a really fun guessing game, but COVID restrictions being what they are, instead of putting the coin in hands, I'm going to put the coin under one of my cups and then mix them up. Of course, I'm not going to have 3 different cups. I'm going to have 3 cups that are the same. And then at the end of the song, the kids have to guess where the coin is. And you can do the song singing if you're allowed, if you're on Zoom. If you're not allowed to do the singing, then you've got the recording right here and you play the recording. And I've given an activity to create an ostinato with coins. So if they're at their desks, they could cut these out and set them on the squares. If they have glue, they could even glue them on the squares. So I could do quarter, quarter, penny, dime, quarter, quarter, penny, dime. And they decide how they're going to perform it. Quarter, quarter, penny, dime, quarter, quarter, penny, dime. If you've been waiting for a chance to use your pool noodle scrapers, this is the perfect opportunity when they create something. So there's a printable for you to give the students if you see them. If you're doing this on Zoom, you would just do it as a class activity and you can project this so that they could see it and you could get the real money out. Notice I've mixed American and Canadian coins just so we have equal time, but we don't have pennies in Canada anymore, so they're both American. This is a reading song, Koi Melindo, and you could listen to a verse of it and then play it. But because I've packed the lesson full with lots of activities, I'm not doing a lot of reading with this one. We've done lots of reading already. Review E-Papa. E-Papa is the stick game. Hey, oh, hey, hey, come, well, that they did last week. And there's the kids' demo of the stick game. These are my boys from grade 4 and 5. A review of Donkey Riding Sea Shanty. I didn't have that up early enough last week for everybody to have seen it. And this is a great little video that the creator gave us permission to use on the site. And then I did a cup game with Donkey Riding. Were you ever in Quebec, stowing timber on a deck, where there's a king with a golden crown riding on a donkey? So it's an easy cup game, but again, a fun alternative if you're not allowed to sing. I did the Saraband. I love this piece, and I've suggested doing it as a mirror activity. You can mirror me to start with, and then have the kids choose partners. If you're on Zoom, choose one child to be the leader, and everybody that's on the Zoom copies that child. And you can do it with paper plates if you prefer. So that's the grade 3 lesson, 23 for February week 4. I know it's a fun lesson. Okay, grade 4 is here. And I have activities as well as recorder melodies on the virtual xylophone. So in this one, we're going to review the line dance to Country Kitty Boogie. This is Kathy, who lives in my local area and has been so kind as to create these videos for us. So this is the review to the counts and then the actual dance. And this dance is really quite doable. This, again, for in-person teaching. What are you going to do with the kids when you can't sing? You can dance. And it's this is a great opportunity. Now we're going to listen to the song Grandpa's Whiskers. I should have made a put together book of that one. Maybe before Monday, I will do that because that would be a fun activity even for the 4th grade to illustrate a reproducible book. But in this one, we want them to create a verse. So I have a dear old grandpa, da 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 da. But we're going to change the words to I have a dear old. It might be auntie. She is a lousy cook, and everything that she makes me take a second look. So whatever verses they come up with, and I might redo that. So I put some blanks in there so it's a little bit easier for the kids. There is a rhythm play along, and this is from our new play along series. And this is because Let's Catch a Rooster uses T, tick a T, T. And so I've got them now doing a play along activity with this. I really like the music in this one. I love the background. And you can clap or pat or play to Here We Go. T, 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 ta. And I'm not going to do it all. This is going to be by far easier to pat or to drum than it is going to be to clap or click sticks, just because the T-ticka rhythm is going to go a little quicker. And then we review the song, Let's Catch a Rooster. I would have them read it again. And we might have them create. So use the song as a theme and create a B section. And the interactive to create the B section is right here. You just have to click and it's there. And then learn the melodies on the virtual xylophone. I've been giving numbers, but in reality, you do it wherever your students are at. So I've suggested starting on song 18. And frog in the meadow. It's going to challenge your kids. I can put my keyboard controls up and I can play it on the numbers. So you can practice those as well. At least we keep our kids reading in this year when we can't play recorders. So that's grade 4 lesson. Now I'm going to select Grade 5 and middle school both do the same lesson. They are doing History of Jazz. And we're drawing from the grade 5 song list, the song by Susie and Phil, 5/4 Groove. We want kids to try improvising in the scat sections of the song. So, and there's lots of supporting resources here. Teaching guide is for you. The worksheets are for the kids. And I'm not sure what happened here. That looks like a mistake to me. Here is a lesson guide for you. So we're going to perform rhythms in 5/4 meter. And the tempo tool is fabulous. We've got 2 examples in 5/4 meter. So you can use it to review tempo terms. You just click on the tempo that you want at the bottom. If I want to do it on Dante, and then I can play 5/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we actually have new 5/4 rhythms that are going into the practice zone rhythm section. So you can certainly do that as well. This group of kids are performing 5/4. I would love to see if your students could create movement to this as well. And then we learn about Charlie Parker. Here's the discussion questions. You can put this as a background in a Google slide and have your students complete it, or you can simply project it and discuss the questions after. The listening assessment is based on the Safe Share link to Celebrity. If Safe Share links don't work for you, just Google it. Google Celebrity and it should show up. Learn about cool and modal. Discussion questions on it. And the listening example is Take 5, played by the Dave Brubeck Quartet. So it's a fabulous lesson. It's wonderful to think that grade 5 and 6 kids are able to perform in 5/4. So that is our lesson modules for lesson 23, February week 4. If you have any questions for me, Denise at musicplay.ca is my email, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. The Musicplay Teachers Group on Facebook is very active, and they know as much about the site as I do. So often if you post a question, it will get answered by teachers in our group before I even see it. So Musicplay Teachers Group on Facebook is fabulous. Our YouTube channel that you're seeing this on is equally great. You can certainly subscribe to that. So thank you for spending a little bit of time with me on lesson 23, February week 4.